Hey everyone, welcome to Princess of Gay. I'm your host Connie, and today we are here with my blind reaction to Unicorn Warriors Eternal, Episode 1. Today we start the final day of our donation reward week, our donation reward appreciation week. And even though the movies are being uploaded this weekend, those are kind of more just normal uploads because we do movies every week. So those aren't technically counted. The reward week is Monday through Friday. Everything after that basically goes back to normal. For those who just may not have quite been in the know on that. So, yeah, this is a donation reward, just like everything else this week has been. This is a donation reward for a anonymous donator, someone who wishes to stay anonymous due to various reasons, and that's their right. And this is actually the second time, I think only second, that they've donated. I'm gonna tell you right now, they are a friend of mine, like in personal life and everything. And they donated previously for the movie To Wong Fu, Thanks for Everything, Julie Newmar. Unless I'm mistaken, I believe it was that movie. But basically they asked me if I've been watching this on my own time or on my channel and everything, because they know about the channel and all. And when I said no, they said, well, you have to watch it. Will you watch it if I pay you for it? Because they know about the donation reward thing. So I'm like, I mean, yeah. And so, like, this was like a few weeks ago, I think, that this happened. And the funny thing is, I actually almost forgot that they did this because for some reason I never wrote it down on my list. Like, I have this list of all of my donation rewards, and I never wrote it down on there. So I almost forgot about it, and even when this week came up, it's like I forgot to add it to my stuff for this week. But everything got figured out, so it's been added now. Kind of a late minute addition, but that's fine. Even though it was, requested weeks ago, but still. So, that being said, this series is by Genndy Tartakovsky, the same creator as Samurai Jack, Dexter's Lab, that Primal show as well, I believe. And all I know about this series is that there's a war involved. That's literally it. I know there's a war involved, and I don't know pretty much anything else. I haven't heard many people talk about it, which is weird because people love Genndy Tartakovsky. Like, he is extremely popular in the animation world. So it's wild that I haven't heard anyone talk about this. And I'm wondering why that is. Is it just maybe this went under the radar? It was on Adult Swim, so it's not like it was a streaming series that was just unknown. Is it that people just don't like it? I hope that's not the case. Or maybe people just haven't talked about it because they don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it. That's a possibility. It's a hopeful possibility because, let's be honest, people online are not great with spoilers. But it's a hope. It's possible. I genuinely don't know. I don't know what to expect from this, but I'm glad I remembered it because I would feel really bad if I missed anyone during this week. Because my goal for doing this was to also not just to get these, out of the way, get them done, get these reactions, started, even if I'm not going to be continuing them right away, to at least get them started to show everybody that's been waiting. I still have these on the list. They're still coming. No worries. And if I missed someone, that would, like, I already feel bad enough about having people have been waiting for so long for a lot of these. It would make me feel even worse if I forgot someone. I wanted to make sure I got to everyone who had been waiting, even if I didn't get to everything that they donated for. Like, there's a couple people who were donators and everything on the shows this week who donated for multiple things, and I didn't get to everything they donated for because I just didn't have the time to do that. There were a few too many shows that were requested at the moment. I could only get to like a couple a day. So, yeah. But even the ones I didn't get to reacting to this week, those will still be coming in the future as well. It's like, those won't be just, excuse me, ignored or anything. I basically took my list and randomized which 10 I was going to do. I used an online randomizer. But yeah, so this one I almost forgot about, and I'm glad I remembered. Well, not so much remembered as as I was checking my PayPal and I noticed the donation there. I'm like, oh shit. You wouldn't believe how many moments I've had that happen to me. I've actually had it happen a few times with Sweet Venom's donations, just because he donates quite a lot. There's been a couple times I've just somehow missed putting something on my list. Anyway, so for those who are new to the channel, checking out for this reaction, or just have come into the channel recently, this is a entire week we've been doing of donation rewards. What that is, if you aren't aware, a donation reward is simply a system we have on the channel. You donate any amount of money, doesn't matter how much, you can donate any amount and you get a reward. You can choose to have me react to a movie, a series, a YouTube video, anything, as long as I haven't seen it. And yeah, most of the time it ends up being movies, but I clearly had plenty of show reactions. I've had plenty of YouTube stuff, which there's still plenty I need to get to on that as well, but I've had a lot, and I'm going to continue to have quite a bit, it seems, and that's awesome. It just gives me a lot to always be able to choose from and a lot to always be able to highlight on the channel. I'll never be starving for content, in other words. But yeah, so the system is you donate any amount if and when you can. It's completely optional, and you get a reward. And I put the reward on my list, and I get to it when I'm able to and whatnot. Which shows the thing is there's only enough time for me to get to like 2 of them on average at a time, because I have this entire like list of shows I'm currently doing, and I call them my slots and whatnot, and I have 2 slots right now for donation reward shows. Other slots are for various other things. So I can only do 2 at a time, and it's just they stack up, and it's like I have to wait till I can get to more, you know? But when slots open up, I do get to more, I do continue on. So things will keep coming. It's just a matter of getting to them and everything. So that's why I did this week, this Donation Reward Appreciation Week. Because, again, a lot of people have been waiting a long time on these. And I wanted to show them that, yeah, they're still on the list, they're still coming. And we're going to do 1 episode of each of them this week to kind of get things rolling. So it won't have been as long anymore. We'll do a couple episodes, we'll do like 10 episodes of new stuff this week. Just nail them out. And there you have it. You'll have you'll have plenty to work off of for now. All of these shows that we're doing this week will return. It's just a matter of when at this point. And yeah, this week will also kind of help determine to a degree the order I'm gonna get back to them in, because it's like seeing these first episodes will allow me to get a feel for like, which one of these do I want to get to quicker, and so on and so forth. So yeah, I'm excited to get into this final day of these rewards. So once again, I don't know really much of anything about Unicorn Warriors Eternal, but I'm excited to find out. I tend to like Genndy Tartakovsky shows, maybe not like amazingly so, but I'm trying to think of other ones besides Dexter's Lab, Samurai Jack, and Primal. And I haven't even seen Primal. But I like Dexter's Lab and Samurai Jack. It's like I grew up with both of those, and I still like them. So I'm really hoping that this ends up being another one of those that I just really end up liking. But we shall see. Excuse me. We shall see. In the meantime, we're just going to get this going and hope for the best. So, when the screen fades to black, pause this redirect and go to the description below. Follow the link to the reaction, and after you watch it, come back here to the redirect and resume play. Because after it fades black, then fades back in, everything from that point forward will be my afterthoughts and will contain spoilers to the episode. So, that being said, thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you at the reaction. And we are back, and we'll begin with spoilers in 3, 2, 1, now. So, I want to look up some stuff without going into any spoiler or anything, of course. So I looked up a brief synopsis of the first episode here. Apparently the first 2 episodes are a 2-parter. So, that's going to suck not coming back to this for who knows how long. I might have to watch the first episode again just to catch myself back up at that point. Or at least read the synopsis again at that point. Anyway, but yeah, apparently, like, there is the amnesia thing and everything that I thought going on with Emma/Melinda. And it's like, yeah, it seems like I got pretty much the gist of it based on just the synopsis of what happens. So I also am looking up like the inspirations, and it looks like I actually got some shit right. According to this, the look of Unicorn Warrior Eternal, the aesthetic, I guess, was inspired by the works of Max Fleischer, so I was right on that, but also Osamu Tezuka, which that one I probably wouldn't have guessed. For those who don't know, Tezuka is the creator of Astro Boy. He is one of the basically godfathers of anime. Most anime is because of Tezuka. He's also like he's also the one who created the original Dororo. Not the 2019 anime that I reacted to, but the original that it was based off of. And apparently Tezuka himself was influenced by Fleischer and Disney, according to this. So that's interesting. It also says the works of Hayao Miyazaki and general steampunk aesthetic also inspired Tartakovsky. So you also had some Miyazaki inspiration here, like Studio Ghibli. It's like those are some pretty notable inspirations. Inspiration from specifically Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs from 1937, which it's still wild to think about that movie is from 37. But yeah, it's like, again, I'm not going to look up into any spoilers or any further details about things, but just knowing that I got even one of the inspirations right says that it's like the inspirations are very much seen in the visuals and all of that. Like, I mean, I guess Disney or Fleischer. I was like kind of going between both, but I was right. I was still technically correct. Um, but let's talk about this. So, we have these warriors in the ancient Egypt. I don't know if this was the first incarnation or not. It's not really said. I think it's supposed to be. But we have these three warriors in ancient Egypt who are fighting against this evil entity, and they seem to defeat it, but only temporarily. And so Merlin comes in. I assume just literally the wizard Merlin, and even though Melinda survived, she was injured, and I guess he brings in the robots, and this is how they're going to be continuously resurrected. The robot like keeps bringing them back throughout time to continue these fights every so often. I don't know exactly, like, timeline wise how many years it takes each time. Maybe it's just kind of random. But every time the threat kind of returns, I guess Copernicus brings in the next generation of these warriors, these unicorn warriors, and just imbues their powers and kind of being into a new host. Seemingly, from what we could tell with Emma, without their consent or anything. I still kind of wonder if like Emma, and by approximation everyone else who is ever turned into these warriors, are they predestined? Like, are they like descendants from the originals, or are they just random people that Copernicus just chooses, kind of like with no real reason? Because that, I feel, is a really interesting question to pose here. The concept of this alone, just, warriors resurrecting through time at various points and all, like, that's not a new idea. But the way it's executed here makes it feel fresh and interesting. It hooks you in and makes you like really invested right from the start. It's like you're instantly asking like all these questions, like what's going on, what does this mean, and so on and so forth, and you're trying to figure everything out because it's exciting. It's something that is written in a way that makes you innately curious. And I don't see a lot of shows like that, I feel. Like, I see a lot of shows that hook you in, but not like that, like, inspire curiosity in the viewers to this degree. And I'm not like counting mysteries in that, like ignoring mysteries, because mysteries obviously are built around that kind of idea. But ignoring mysteries, it's like just for like a show that's like a, I don't know, action adventure or whatnot, which this seems to kind of fall into the realm of. It's like, yeah, it's just usually those kind of shows are just like people want to see just dumb fun and everything, cool action, not really think about it too much. But I like it when you can have a cool action show that also makes you think, that makes you wonder, that just brings out this sense of discovery. That's a good way to put it. Brings out this sense of discovery, like you're just experiencing something here. And that's really cool, because we don't get to see that too often. So I like that we're getting that here. And it definitely captures like the certain stylings and all of previous works that that Tartakovsky has made. Like, if you watch previous stuff that he's done, like Dexter's Lab and Samurai Jack, it's like, oh yeah, you can see that this is a Tartakovsky series. But at the same time, it feels so different. Like, you could probably make some connections to Samurai Jack and maybe a little bit to Dexter's Lab based on like technology and stuff, but in general, it's still very different in a lot of different ways. It stands out on its own and is just infinitely fascinating. Um, I guess the war that I had, I guess, known about has to do with fighting this ancient evil thing. Excuse me. This ancient evil entity. I wonder if we're going to find out more about all of that, like its origins and all. Yeah, I really enjoyed this one. This one was like a really strong start. And the series is like 10 episodes. I don't know if it's planned to have another season to it or not. But this one is like, it's really good. I'm surprised I haven't heard people talking about this. Because with this first episode, it's like, I would think people would be talking about this. Well, I don't know. Maybe my hopeful thoughts are correct in that people are just not wanting to spoil it. Um, but yeah, thank you once again to my friend for donating for this. And I would like to hear everyone's thoughts down in the comments below. What did you think of this first episode of Unicorn Warriors Eternal? Let me know. And thank you so much for tuning in. For now, I'm Connie and I'm signing off. See y'all next time.